Welcome to a special presentation from the Latino.BlackMedia group. You are about to listen to an experiment in storytelling. We fed the scripts, character profiles, and punchlines from our Pookie and Them animated series into Google's Notebook LM. What follows is an AI-generated conversation analyzing the humor, breaking down the relationships and cultural moments that make us laugh. It's unscripted by humans, but deeply grounded in our joy. Welcome to the deep dive.
You know those specific cultural debates, the ones that seem completely trivial on the surface?
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about things like which regional hot dog is the best, or, I don't know, the right font for a memo nobody wants to read.
Things that really shouldn't matter. But they do.
They do. They somehow ignite these incredibly passionate, almost existential arguments.
And they reveal these, deep-seated loyalties, conflicting ideas about what quality even means, usually over something cheap and totally unnecessary.
Exactly. And today we are diving deep into a culinary flashpoint that really pits nostalgia against quality.
And dependability against pure, unadulterated grease.
That's right. We are analyzing the great fast food pastry feud, the McDonald's apple pie versus the Popeyes apple pie.
And our sources for this deep dive are, well, they're intensely specific and, frankly, hilarious.
They are. We're pulling from excerpts of a YouTube rant called Jordan the Angry Bear Rants, McDonald's apple pie versus Popeyes apple pie. It's from a show called Pookie and Them, produced by the Latino.BlackMedia group.
And we chose this source because it just immediately raises the stakes beyond a simple taste test. For you, the listener, the source puts it this way. There are two types of people in this world.
Okay.
Those who respect the sanctity of a deep-fried apple pie, and those who settle for the baked version.
The battle lines are drawn right there, and it's crucial to note the publisher, the Latino.BlackMedia group, their whole thing is amplifying Black and Latino communities through history, culture, and storytelling.
Right, so our mission here isn't just about dessert.
No.
It's to understand how a $2 pastry becomes this perfect vehicle for cultural commentary, for talking about loyalty, reliability, and what we as consumers should expect.
The quality of a fried treat is basically a social contract here.
It really is.
Yeah.
And Jordan the Angry Bear, the commentator, he starts by tackling what he calls the most controversial topic in fast food history.
He says he's setting the streets on fire by establishing the core conflict, and that conflict is the betrayal of the deep fryer.
Okay, so let's unpack this, the legacy issue.
Yeah, for Jordan, this whole thing is rooted in nostalgia. He clearly remembers the old days.
When McDonald's pies were the gold standard.
Exactly, because they were deep fried. He describes them so vividly, they were bubbly and dangerous.
Dangerous, I like that.
And the filling was, and I'm quoting here, 400 degrees of lava. That product wasn't just a dessert,
No, it was an experience, a risk.
A risk you took for a huge reward.
And that creates this almost mythical baseline, doesn't it? The fried pie stood for a commitment to flavor, to indulgence, above everything else.
Right.
So when you define the standard as something that's both intensely pleasurable and, well, genuinely dangerous, anything less feels like a compromise.
And for Jordan, the current baked version is a compromise. His modern critique is, it's brutal.
I can imagine.
He says the current McDonald's pie tastes like cinnamon-dusted cardboard.
Ouch.
Yeah, so that's not just a food review, it's a lament. It's about this bygone era of commitment. He's angry that they chose logistics over legendary quality.
And that's the tension we're digging into here.
Yeah.
McDonald's made a choice, right? Maybe for health trends, maybe for safety, who knows? They abandoned the deep fryer.
In doing that,
They lost that emotional connection, that bond that Jordan and probably a lot of other people had with that intense nostalgic heat. The baked version, in his view, can never truly compete.
because it's not the same thing. They fundamentally changed the product's identity.
Exactly.
But okay, despite the whole cinnamon-dusted cardboard thing, Jordan still gives McDonald's its due. He acknowledges its unique cultural position.
It's about brand trust, isn't it?
It is. He gives the pie this deep respect for its history. He compares it to your auntie who's been cooking for years.
Okay, I get that.
She might not be innovating, but she is essential.
That's more than just a funny line. That defines McDonald's as a cultural utility. It's not a place for culinary excellence.
No.
It's an unwavering anchor of predictability. When he says she's dependable, crispy hot, and always there when you sat at 2 a.m., he's defining the brand as an institution.
The one you can rely on when nothing else is open. It's for that late-night, low-effort comfort.
And that reliability, he suggests, is its unassailable competitive advantage.
That reliability is so key, especially at 2 in the morning. But let's look past the nostalgia, past the anti-status for a second. What does he actually say about the product itself?
I mean, is he being fair to the filling?
Not really, no. But he is evocative. He just dismisses the substance of it.
What does he say?
He says when you bite into it now, you get what he calls gooey cinnamon blasted mush.
Mush?
Mush. Not actual identifiable fruit. It's a texture that's just designed to evoke a memory of flavor, and he connects it right to emotion.
Okay.
He says it just feels like childhood trauma and field trips.
Wow. That's a very specific feeling.
It is. It's familiar, it's sort of comforting, but it lacks any real substance.
That sense of familiar, if slightly disappointing, comfort is powerful, though.
Oh, it is. And Jordan takes the analogy even further. He describes the McDonald's pie as being like a text from your ex. Yes, warm, familiar, might burn you, but you still go back anyway.
I mean,
we've all been there.
Right. You know the relationship is flawed, but that dependable, nostalgic fix is just too strong to ignore.
And that leads right to McDonald's actual superpower.
Accessibility.
Or what the source calls melange. Quality be damned, McDonald's has got pies on deck 247.
He says you can find one in a cornfield at midnight.
And that ubiquity, that convenience guarantee, it just outweighs the product's perceived downgrade, doesn't it?
For sure. It means their market dominance is built on being available, not necessarily on being perfect.
Okay, so that's McDonald's. Dependable, omnipresent, maybe a little underwhelming. The anchor of nostalgia.
Now let's pivot. Let's talk about the challenger, the disruptor that refuses to compromise. Popeyes.
Enter the pie with attitude.
Yes.
Popeyes clearly understood the assignment. They knew what Jordan and people like him were missing. The media log confirms it. Popeyes commits to that sacred deep-fried method.
And Jordan loves that it's not healthy and not sensible. It's a celebration of pure, uncompromised indulgence. It's a return to that risk and reward of the super hot product.
And this is where the comparison gets really visceral. Jordan focuses entirely on the sensory details, the things McDonald's just can't match anymore.
Because it's baked.
Right. He says the Popeyes crust got attitude, it's crunchy, there's cinnamon sugar everywhere. He even describes eating it in auditory terms.
What do you mean?
He says the crunch is so loud it sounds like someone stepping on a Lego in the dark.
Okay, that is an incredibly specific and painful sound. I know exactly what he means.
Everyone does. It's a sound that demands your attention. You can't eat this thing quietly.
It's an event.
It's an event. But the most significant point of quality, the thing that separates the pretender from the contender, is the filling.
Right, because McDonald's was mush.
Exactly. Popeyes, according to Jordan, understood ingredient integrity. They said, I don't come here to play. And they provide actual apple chunks, like fruit you can identify.
So there it is. That's the ultimate contrast.
It is. On one side, you have the gooey cinnamon blasted mush, the flavor of a memory.
And on the other, actual apple chunks, the flavor of actual quality. Popeyes is offering real ingredients inside that perfect deep-fried crunch.
And this commitment to quality, it just elevates Popeyes to a whole new level in Jordan's mind.
So if McDonald's was the comfortable, disappointing X,
Popeyes is the pure thrill. Jordan calls it that new boo with a GED and a deep fryer.
Okay.
He describes it as unpredictable, spicy, and something that makes you feel alive. It's exhilarating, it's high quality, and, well, maybe a little chaotic.
That chaotic part, that's where the story turns, isn't it?
That's where the narrative turns, because the superior product, the better experience, it now faces the inevitable logistical reality.
The accessibility trap. This is where quality meets the messy world of commerce.
And this raises the biggest question of the whole debate.
Reliability. Despite the superior quality, the attitude of the Popeyes pie, its melange is terrible.
It's terrible. Jordan complains, like, bitterly that when you pull up to a Popeyes, it's always,
we out of pies.
we out of pies. And that scarcity, that failure, it undermines everything the quality's supposed to stand for.
He questions the whole operation.
Right, does. He voices this deep consumer frustration. He asks, how y'all deep frying 400 pieces of chicken but ain't got no dessert?
That's a fair question.
It is. And the consistent lack of this superior product causes him specifically pain.
And this is more than just being annoyed about a missing dessert. This is the central conflict in the source material's cultural commentary.
Say more about that.
Well, if your product is objectively better actual fruit, better crunch, better prep, but it's consistently unavailable. Does that potential quality even matter? Especially when you're up against a predictable, if mediocre, competitor.
Right, and Jordan's final verdict just synthesizes the whole thing. He gets really pragmatic.
What's the bottom line?
The real winner is whoever got hot pies ready when I pull up.
So, inconsistent excellence is easily beaten by consistent dependability.
It seems so. And for Jordan, that dependability goes beyond just being in stock. It demands respect for the product itself.
Through temperature.
Specifically through temperature. He lays out this strict, non-negotiable hierarchy of pastry respect. You're promised this dangerous, lava-hot product.
So if you get a cold pie...
That's violence. It's a complete failure to deliver the core experience.
And what about lukewarm?
Lukewarm is disrespect. It suggests the restaurant just doesn't care enough to honor that deep-fried legacy.
The pie must be hot. It has to deliver on the promise of that 400-degree lava.
Exactly. This focus on temperature is a demand for the quality promise to be kept. And to show how committed he is to this whole analysis, he issues a final challenge.
Oh, this should be good.
It's a high-stakes challenge. He leaves no room for debate if you, the listener, disagree with his assessment.
That availability ultimately trumps sporadic quality.
Then you must meet me behind the Popeyes dumpster at 4:30, sharp, bring a fork and your feelings.
That is commitment. And a brilliant way to sum up just how intense this whole debate is.
So, to synthesize this entire deep dive for you, we're seeing two powerful competing models here. They're revealed through the lens of a pastry rant.
Right. McDonald's is defined by reliable, familiar nostalgia and just unparalleled accessibility.
The auntie who is always there, even if her food has gotten a little bland.
And then Popeyes is defined by superior, exhilarating quality. The new boo with the perfect crunch and real fruit filling, but one that constantly struggles with the most basic requirement, being available when the customer needs it.
And this contrast, which is amplified by the Latino.BlackMedia group, it uses fast food as this really specific, tangible metaphor.
To discuss bigger issues, institutional reliability, earned consumer loyalty, especially within specific communities.
It's a really potent form of cultural storytelling, you know? It's not just a review, it's a debate over which institution deserves your loyalty.
One that adapts poorly but is always there for you.
Or the one that refuses to compromise on quality but just can't execute on demand.
So here's the final provocative thought for you to mull over. If excellence, you know, those actual apple chunks, that perfectly deep-fried crust, is consistently undermined by scarcity.
By that inevitable, we out of pies.
Can it ever truly dethrone the power of predictable 247 access? Which characteristic do you ultimately prioritize in the things you love?
Is it unpredictable excellence that thrills you but might let you down?
Or is it that ironclad, consistent availability that offers comfort even if it is, well, slightly disappointing?
Something to consider next time you pull up to that drive-thru window at 2 a.m.
Until the next deep dive, keep those pies hot. And don't forget your fork and your feelings.
Thanks for catching up with the family. If you haven't seen the actual episode yet, trust me, it's even funnier than we described. Watch the full Pookie and Them animated series right now at Latino.Black, where culture gets animated. I'm Santiago, signing off.